Hello, traders. So here we are with the opening range of the IB, and where are we here? Let me take this bigger look. Oh wow, we're going down, and all of a sudden it looks like we're trying to reverse back up. Again, we're looking to see maybe the extension up here. You can see where the mid is. It's right here, right? So it looks like it's trying to. We have a lot of fair value gaps right here. We're going right through this bearish fair value gap. So if it breaks that and closes above that, we may have a chance to move up here and possibly even break that because this has already been tested several times. So it's about to be breaking, looking to get up to here to the extension 1.25. So let's look at that if that's to be the case. So look here, and I'm gonna put my both my one, which is this one, and what's the other one? The basic that you guys are looking at. This is more the advanced, right? Let me see. So again, looks like we're going up here. We're approaching the mid band. So let's see if it's gonna bounce off the mid band and come back, try to test, create a higher low. So let's see what happens here. Again, this live stream is strictly for educational purposes only. Any comments made during this live stream should not be taken as an order to enter any trades. I do not provide any type of signal services whatsoever, strictly for educational services only to illustrate how I trade the KTS basic strategy or strategy there. See that? So basically, we're going up. That's strong. That's really strong. And I don't have my ticker.
Order
That's
filled.
the reason why I couldn't even tell. Like I said, it's going to try to test this 1.25 up there, right? So uh, trying to get this down. So you can see we're trying to head it over to their high. So let me get this. There we go. Again, any comments made strictly for educational purposes only to illustrate how I treat the KTS strategy or KTC strategy. I mean, and you are free to copy my trades, but at your own risk. I'm not responsible or liable for any losses that you may incur on your evaluation or on your funded accounts. Um, any past results is not not what I'm trying to say is not indicative of future results. Any past performance is not indicative of future results. That's what I meant. I was trying to analyze what's going on here with the market. So, anyways, that's where we're at. I have. It looks like we're going to try to test this IB high. So let's go. What we're looking here. So we didn't create a lower low here, right? We didn't create a lower low down here, right? So what we did was basically it came down. It created a. It came back up. So there's no lower low. So it's going to try to create a higher high. Where is our here? This is the structure right here. It may break this structure. I have my first. Maybe I should bring this down. We're going to try to break that structure. And I know why this is sticking. This is really weird unless there's my. Yeah, somehow this is really sticking. Let me go with target one and decrease. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to place it right here. There's something going on with this. It's just not. And I think it's the. Right there. And now I'm going to place this to 1.25 extension. So the one right here. Mouse is going really weird. Can't really pinpoint it. Not like before. It's just going all over the place. I'll base it on here, the 1.25 extension. I'm going to have confidence to this. I'm going to do the fib extension as well. There, we got
Target
that.
filled.
So now maybe we want to see a good place where we can scale in. Okay. This is a PA that I'm trading right now, 150K PA. There we go. Let's see if we can get this.
Order
I'm
submitted.
scaling in another 6 contracts here. So let's look at this. Let's analyze this even further. Where are we going? Obviously, the trend is to the upside. If we're going to be looking at this, we see this coming down. Okay, here we go. We pulled back. We hit that. Came back down. Tested the again. Retested the fib retracement. So now it's probably going to get up to there where I'm at right now. On the 1.25, and then you see that 1.61 extension. It already hit the 1.27 extension here, came back down, retested the retracement, and now it's trying to get up to the 1.61 extension. So very good. There's a lot of confluence in that. So here we're going to try to scale in another 6 contracts.
Order
There we
filled.
go. And hopefully we continue going up to hit that 1.25 extension. There we go. So we do have a fair value gap to a bearish fair value gap, but you can see it's already been tested, right? Right here. So hopefully it goes right through it. Since the bearish fair value gap has been tested several times. I gotta get my ticker on here. I hate this when it just sits there. It's already bouncing off that is this indicator right here, right? So this is a super trend indicator, and also bouncing off again. It's bouncing off this bearish fair value gap. I didn't check if there was news today. I think there was, right? There was that, yeah, jolts. Ah, it's right now. Is it 9, 11? No, 10. It already passed. I think you'll see the effect of that. Let me see here. Somehow my chart's kind of delayed. So there's your 10 o'clock right here. There's your jolts job report. Went up and right here. Yeah, my thing is all over the place. Look at this. So wait, I got to check what's going on here. Probably test that mid band here. Let's see to be sure. Right, because our 21 EMA is still above the mid band. I'm just wondering why this is sluggish. I got to see what my this one. Yeah, it's good. Again, the 21 EMA is still above the mid bands. We're still above the zero line here, right? So expecting to pull bounce off, at least a bounce off. either at the mid band or even the 233. If that's just a 233, that'd be more risk for me because where is our? You see where our next, our next um, structure is way down there, right? Way down here. So I'm relying on the mid band to really get bounced off there. So we had a Jolt's job opening report. So that was back in 10 o'clock. It's already been passed. So we're just really trading the effects of this. Hey, John, or John. Hey, you doing? You're very consistent, John. I congratulate you, and you really follow the rules. And see what happens when you become a rules-based trader and you are you're disciplined in following the rules. That's what the result is. Not about chasing the profits. The profits will come once you become very disciplined and consistent in following the rules. So congratulations, John. So here again, we're trying to see. Again, we're still and the MACD is still above the zero line, so it's trying to test this mid band. Yep, that's what it is. If, like I said, if you learn a strategy and you have no faith in it, then why trade this strategy? And that's what the fear is all about. That the losing, and that's what you have to get over. This is really the mindset. Yes, losing is part of trading, but the thing is how you manage it is the key. Because there's going to be losses. Like for example, I showed you, I uploaded a what happened my results from yesterday. I made $2,000 some yesterday, but you saw my winning rate was less than 50%. In fact, it was like 40%. In fact, it got down to 30% at one point, but I was still profitable because it was all about the risk to reward ratio, and that's what's the most important thing. It's not what's your winning percentage. Yeah, exactly. Losses are part of trading. So it's not your win percentage, because anyone can do that. The ones who have high win percentages are usually people who are scalping. And usually people who are scalping have like a 90% plus win rate, but their risk to reward ratio is really inverse. It's in fact negative. But the thing with about scalpers is that once you take one loss, it can wipe out all your winnings. That's the only thing about scalping. Yeah, quality of trades versus quantity. Right, that's correct. So you have to be, like I said, if you're not fearful of losing, then you'll be okay. You just have to manage how much you lose, and know exactly where you think well, based on the price action, and that's why I have these levels. I know where the higher probability where it's going to go. Like for example, here I'm basing this on the IB strategy that I'm trading right now, the initial balance strategy, right? With this initial balance, it's telling me, okay, we're above that this one, the session mid, right? So if we're trying to test the IB high, it's going to eventually try to get to where it's going to eventually get to try to get to the 1.25 extension. And that's what usually is. So let's see if we can continue working on this trend that's going to the upside and continue that trend as long as we're getting higher highs or higher lows and higher highs, right? That's what it is. Yeah, the London session was really nothing. Like I said, glory to God that I was able to get a small profit because I was down at least $100 profit, so that's fine. Again, I'm trading this 150 kPa. So here, what's going to happen here? Let's see what's going to happen here. Will it create another reversal candle to the downside? If it does, that's creating a lower high. Now it creates a lower high, and what does that mean? It may create a lower low. So that's what we have to watch. Again, we're the MACD is above the zero line, so it's trying to push up. So let's watch that. It's fighting this fair value gap right now, the bearish fair value gap. That's what. Because there's not enough momentum to really carry it through right now. We need that big push up. Let me test this. Let me test the mid band again, or even test the 21 EMA right here. Again, watch if there's going to be completed reversal bar, but so far there isn't. Hopefully, we continue going up. So what you have here is really what higher low from here. There's a structure right there, right? Oh, look at this! It's trying to make it low. Okay, let's see what's going to happen here. It's going to create a lower low here, right? If it creates a lower high, there's a reversal bar. So now we have a lower high. So we have another structure right here, right by the mid band. If it breaks that, you see that? It's going to create a lower low. And with that, let's see if it's going to bounce off. We have a small fair value gap right there, a bullish. Let's see if it's going to push it up. If it's strong enough. It's already been twisted, I think, once. So, well, let's see. We want to see how this completes, this bar completes, how it closes. If it's going to be closing as a reversal bar to the upside, then it created a double bottom. It's not done yet. It may continue breaking down. So what I might do here, adjust my stop here to just below that fair value, or that, whatchamacallit, that mid band, right? Right there. Because once you break that, it's basically going lower. It's creating a lower low. It's going to try to test this structure down here, right? Even it may bounce off the 233. Oh, that small fair value gap really is powerful. Oh, it's trying to bounce up. It's trying to bounce off. Hmm. They're trying to bring some more sellers coming in. There's a big battle right there. Big battle between buyers and sellers. Again, we're still above the zero line on the MACD. I'm just wondering how I got nine contracts here. Huh? Weird. Did I? Yeah, I don't know where I got that. Here we go. We're going right through. Hopefully, we get through this. Again, this fair value gap. Yeah, I'm wondering how I got nine. Hmm. Maybe I started with three, then I can and add another six. Was that it? So technically, we're bouncing up. Well, we overran the VWAP here. We bounced off maybe the minus zero point 0.5 deviation, and then just went off there. It overran both the VWAP. It overran the 233. It didn't quite get down to the minus one deviation, but it did get a little over. It overran the zero point 0.5 barely, and it started to go up. So here we go. Where am I going to add? Looks like trying to get through this fair value gap. Hmm. Once you see that, they probably push more. I'm going to add right here. Oh, that's why I got six.
Order submitted.
Adding another six, and this should be it. They just breached the IB high. Where am I going to put my trailing drawdown? Trailing stop. I mean, the reason I put my scale in there is because if it already has a pullback here, to get above that, they need to generate more momentum just to break that. If that's what they decide to do, but if they decide to reverse here, then I'm not in that trade right now. It may bounce off this 21 EMA, which I'm speculating that they will do. Why am I speculating it? Because the 21 EMA is angled up right now, showing the momentum to the upside. Ish. Temporary pullback. Oh, here they're gonna have to come through momentum here just to break through that final top side of that fair value gap, the bullish fair value or bearish fair value gap. In this case, I'm looking at the right one. We're basically breaking through the one plus 1.5 deviation, and they're trying to get through past that upper band of the Keltner channel on the right side. It's we're right at the upper band of the Keltner channel, which signifies we're overbought. But if we have strong enough momentum here to break through, we'll continue going up at least to the 1.25 extension of the IB range. IB being the initial balance. I can see why they bounced it off. So, but they bounced it off right off the opening range high, the 5 minute opening range high, which is right here. I wonder if I have it. Yeah, right here. Opening range high right here. This one. The ORH, that's opening range high. So they bounced off that opening range high. It's a 5 minute opening range high. That's what I use. That's where they bounced it off. There we go.
Order
They had
filled.
to come through with momentum to break through that. Let's see if they do. There it is. Let's see if they continue with that momentum. Let's see if they continue with that momentum. You just need one more pop. Well, several pops to get through this. This is basically strong resistance right here. That teal, the strong resistance. Those of you looking at these charts, I have one on the left that's basically the basic chart, the basic strategy that most of my students use. The one on the right is more of advanced. It's made some that's going to look messy, but if you know what I'm looking at, if the advanced students know what they're looking at, it's basically based on the basic chart right here on the left with a added VWAP deviation levels, otherwise known as it's basically future fanatics strategy called stay in your lane, but I've tweaked it a bit. I tweaked it to include some other deviation levels there, the middle deviation levels as well. But it's usually a tweak of future fanatics stay in your lane strategy. Again, I'm still confident with the up move. Why? Because look at the MACD. You see the BBs, or what we call the BBs, the dots, right? It's still above. It's still on the upper band of the Bollinger Band, so that's still stating that there's still some more momentum still going up. As long as this, this bar right here doesn't close with a reversal bar. Again, it may go down and test that 21 EMA again and bounce off. But you see here, what I want to show you guys here is this. If it's going to do that, there's your low, there's your swing right there. So most likely, if they want to go further down, they have to go below the 21 EMA because there's your swing. That's what will break that swing to create a lower what? Lower low. Uh, and that's what I'm just saying here. Let's see what happens here. Right there. So let's see. Will they continue coming down? Again, look at your MACD-BB. Now we're at the other end of that, bottom of that Bollinger Band. Now we get a ready. Now this may continue coming down. So you want to protect, again, let's see, because here is the other swing. So let's see what's going to happen here. Let's see, now the question is, where do you want to draw your risk right here? What's your risk tolerance? Do you want to see it bounce here at the mid band? Or do you want to just get a loss here and wait for the... So all I'm going to do is this. You can see it's trying to move up, right? I'm going to put my stop loss, trailing stop loss, and risk, my minimal risk right here. It just continue coming down right there. I can't really adjust it to where I want it, but barely around there. there. You just need a good up push, and they're coming. Mm. Yeah, I should not have scaled in for more contracts. But then again, with 15 contracts for that loss, I'll take it. Could have been more. Yeah. See, so I'm at 345 right now, down 345, which is manageable.
Stop filled.
So let's see what happens here. So now you see the momentum now to the downside, right? But it's not yet below the zero line. So it still may have, um, yeah. See, now it's trying to go. See, once it stops me, that's when it goes up. I think they know where my stops are. Look at that. They stop me on and they decide to go up. It always happens. So what I want to see here, I want to see reversal bar, right? How do we see that when you see the reversal bar, blue bar? Yeah, I know. That's what it looks like, right? Once they got me out, they're going up. So they may come down here, test the mid band. That'd still be a still. If they do that, that'd still be a higher low. So now we create a higher high, right? And it came back down. Now if this reversal bar completes going to the upside, now we have a higher low again, which in turn will create another higher high. That's market structure. That's price action. Here we go. Here comes the momentum. Let's see if we get a reversal bar here. But I'm not going to bite right away. See, they didn't really complete it. Again, their target is right here, 1.25. They already breached the high, right? The IB high. You know what? With this long wick going up and down like that,
Order submitted.
and it does. If they decide to come down, then I'm not in the trade. See that? So we are coming down. So I'm gonna take this out. Close this trade out,
Order canceled.
and let's see if it's gonna retest that mid band. Let's see if it breaks this structure here. So now we're below. We're breaching that zero line there. So we may have strong momentum here to breach that. Now, how far will it go? Again, it may test this 233. If it does come down here further, I'll probably do. I hate going against the trend here. I'm just gonna basically reading momentum, so I'll just leave it the way it is. It's bouncing off the. Here's the bouncing off the mid band. Once this closes above, creates a reversal bar, then this MACD will be above the zero line. But let's see. We still have the 21 EMA still above the mid band. However, it's curling down, signifying the shift in momentum to the downside. But the question is, do we have strong enough momentum to really get down there? Now I'm looking at where this could possibly go. We may be testing this again, the retracement level of the fibs, right, which is down here, right. So this might have enough momentum to do that. But again, it may bounce off to 233. But I can do is maybe a what we call a. If I can just get my mouse here. What I can do is basically a scalp, right?
Order filled.
There's something wrong with my mouse, or the connection to here is really just really off. Look at this, just jumping all over the place. I can't really. I'm gonna get stopped out here, bro. Yeah, I'm trying to get. Yeah, there you get stopped out. That's what happens, and I can't control this.
Stop filled.
Because really, the momentum is down, but the trend is up. As you can see, we're clearly below. We're breaching the zero line here. Now let's see if it's going to bounce off this. All right, it was a small loss. Like I said, I usually don't go against the trend. But if I want to take this trade, I want to see a reversal bar to the upside, bouncing off the mid band. Again, the mid band of the Keltner channel. What we use here in the basic strategy is basically the Keltner channel, not a Bollinger Band, but a Keltner channel. I like the Keltner channel a lot better because it's very um, uh, dynamic. It's a dynamic. It basically reflects the the um, what I'm trying to find here. The volatility of the market. That's basically what it is. It frames price according to what the market volatility is. Yeah, I'm not going to be taking anything here until I see the 21 EMA cross the mid band, which is the 55 EMA. And may just do that because, again, we're looking at the MACD. It's already breaching the zero line. Like I said, and we just go down all the way to 233 and bounce out. You can see we have some confluence between the 233, right? We have a confluence between what? The 233 and the VWAP, right? Right there. 233 and the VWAP. There's a confluence there. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take this cell here. I'm going to be able to take this. Why can't I just get this? You know what? This is just driving me up the wall. There's something going on with my connection with the server. That's really, it's going to, I want to pull down my,
Order filled.
see, there's a delay. There is definitely a delay. Let me go to 5 minute. Here we go. I can't adjust my stop. Uh, there it goes. I wanted to bring that further down.
Target filled.
You know what? I might have to reboot this because there's lag. Definitely there's lag. Look at that. It's going down. That's what I want to get. We got more than 200 out of that. Oh. Well, here it shows me no lag, but there is definitely, I think, the connection. So what happened here? We reached a high, right? But we just didn't want to get further. So now we're approaching the session, the mid of the IB range, the initial balance range. We may bounce off here at the 233. And we're going down, so just down here, further down, even the 50% looks like. So let's see. Right there, you have the VWAP and the what the VWAP and the 233, and I think this is going to go further down. Look at this. This is just really sticking. It's just really sticking. I don't know. There it is.
Order filled.
Eh. Let's see, it's going to bounce off that 233. We have strong enough momentum to the downside. Look at this. I can't, it's just going all over the place. I'm going to throw this mouse away. I wonder what's like this. Look at this. Where does it want to go? Go down here. Is it bouncing to the 233? But we have momentum down to the downside. That's the reason why. We'll see. I'm looking at the Renko chart rather than the 5 minute chart. So I want to see if it closes above both the 233 and the mid band and the 21 EMA. Again, we have strong momentum to the downside. This may be just a temporary pullback. So where's our next? I'm looking here. Where is our next structure that can try to break? It's down there, that lower level. Let's see. I might have to reboot this Ninja Trader because it's sticking. Look at that. It's not. See that, or it's my VPS. I can't even control that. You know what? It's hard for me to control that. It's going just jump. You see, it's jumping all over the place. Let me just throw this away. Look at that. I'm not even controlling it. It's just jumping. Weird. Like somebody else is controlling it. This is just so strange right there. See, now I click it doesn't want to go down. This is so frustrating. There, finally. Okay, so you see the structure right there? I may just go down here. Let's see if it goes down there, if it does or not. Right there. Okay, we have reversal bar again. This is bouncing off the VWAP and everything. Now I want to see if it gets past the. It may bounce off the mid band. And if it does that, then again we're well below the zero. We're still below the zero line. Okay, so here we go again. So it's really, and I should have focused on that. And I'm sure, John, you're going long on this, right? Bouncing off the 233. But again, look at the 21 EMA is below the mid band. So let's see if it's going to continue. If it does, I'm going to wait for this to that bar to close above that mid band. Because right now, look at the MACD still below the zero line, based on the. You want to see it may just bounce off this mid band. I want to see it break. I want to see this above the zero line, the MACD. If it doesn't, I guess, yeah. So now you see that it closed. So I'm gonna take this. Let's see, because we're seeing some. Oh, okay, it's there. It is. Okay, so that's why I just want to make sure. So here we go. So we tested that, that session mid. So what we're gonna see here is hopefully. Wait, let me get so I don't get stopped out here. Ah, you know what? I'm gonna adjust this thing because it's just stopping me out because I can't control
Stop
my.
filled.
Yeah, there it is. Because it's not. And I hate this when it does that when my mouse is sticking like that. Oh man. So let me see here. There, edit. I just have two steps because I can't adjust it. I cannot adjust it. But I can adjust the. Okay, here we go. What is going on with this? 'Cause I can't adjust it. Cannot adjust it. See that? So now, like I said, it just broke that. And now what? It's going to try to come down. It's not really above the zero line. That's the reason why. It just. Yeah. Because our MACD is not above the zero line. There's the tease. There's the fake out. And again, 21 EMA is still below that MACD. So this may Now continue coming down. We look at that MACD, still below the zero line. We create a lower high, so what does that mean? It's going to create a lower low, right? So let me see if I can get here and here. Wait,
Order filled.
I didn't adjust this to the 100. I thought I did. Let me see if I can get this adjusted down there. There. Now adjust this stop again. Well, at least that stop. Maybe just no. I can't get this adjust. Man, my mouse is all over the place. Hope it just goes down. I can't get it just. Oh man, look at this, just jumping all over the place. You know what? Just leave it up there so I can adjust it later. So where's the session mid? Session mid is down here. So let's see if it's going to break that. Again, we're trying to build momentum to the downside here. You know, since we created a lower high, we're going to create a lower low. I mean, that's the probability. Again, that 233 is in the way, as well as the VWAP. Now, they already tested it, so they're going to try to test it again. So where do I, okay, so let's look at where this is possibly going to go. I'm going to look at this one, right? Because this is where I'm going to be looking at where it's possibly going to go. So we're looking at this. We have the, we have the pullback, the fib retracement. The farthest it can go into this fib retracement would be down here by 61, 68. So I'll do that because we've already reached, that would be like the -1, -2. So let's go down there. There's the possible target. Okay. Let me see if I can get it just this adjusted. There we go. So maybe down here, right at the pivot point, right there. If it goes further than that, we can adjust further. So now, let's see if it breaks this structure right here. If it does that, then there. If it breaks that, I might just do a right here, or even down here, because I don't like that. I don't like that 0.5 deviation. It tends to bounce off that all the time. I'll do it right here, right there. Let's do a scale in right there.
Order submitted.
So now if I'm doing a reverse fib, yeah, if whatever, I lose this trade or whatever happens to this trade, I got to reboot my thing. There's something going on here with my, okay, so there we have a, goes all the way down here, right? Where's the low here? Right there. Approximately there. So the target, yeah, so the maximum target would be around there where I have it right now. So that's good. Let me take those on because maybe you have so many lines looking at that, but I'm happy with where my targets are. Yep. They faked you out with that one. Always look at your MACD. So we continue with this momentum. Like I said, I don't like that zero point 0.5 deviation at all because that's really place where they kind of bounce off. But you can see momentum is really to the downside still. And we just bounce off there and come back down. Because technically, if they where's the low here on that? No, it's down there. There's what is that? The year low? No, that's a 1.25. Okay. So here's going to try to test that 21 EMA and also the 233 as well as the view up. So we have a reversal there. That's, oh man, let's see. I'm going to try to tease people here. Like I said, they bounced off that zero point 0.5 deviation, which I hate. That's why I didn't see. I don't have a scale in here. That's good. So let's see if we're going to try to test this again, the mid band. Let's see if they bounce off that mid band and come back down again. Again, the 21 EMA is still below, right? Still below the mid band. And the MACD is still below the zero line. Either try to scare traders with that. Yeah, I just don't. Oh man, I hate the when they do this. I really dislike this when they do this. I'm 1,200, which is fine. They gotta test this
Order
again. So what
canceled.
they gonna be doing? I don't know why I keep on using this because they're gonna stop me out here again. Let me
Order
just move
filled.
this. Ah, I can't even move that thing because I can't even get access to it. Yeah, that the way the access is gonna be.
Stop filled.
That's what I hate about this thing. Ah, get into this one.
Order filled.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this thing. To tell you the truth, just all over the place. This mouse. So I'm assuming this is gonna try to get now to the 1.25, especially playing all these games, right? You know what? I can't even get this thing to really do what it wants to do. Let me see if we can get it before it gets up there. Concentrate on the flag rather than the line. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Finally. Okay, with that said, I'm gonna reboot this thing because this is just ridiculous. Yes, yes. So what I'm gonna do is this. Whatever is doing that. Documents. Reboot this. And come back in. And I'm just wondering if this mouse is really, this big thing like that is really causing this. It may experience some issues. Oh yeah, that's what exactly. Only $23 up. Wow. Okay, I want to make sure the lines that I'm using here are valid. Which one is that coming down? Okay, those are the same fibs. So it really tested that fib, the 38.2. I want to get past this IB high again. Again, we have a big range. From here, from this right here to up there, that's quite a range. So what they're going to try to do is pull back at least 50% and go back up. Yeah, they're just really right now. What they're doing is really just chopping this up. What I'm seeing here is this. So I'm going to draw the trend line here. It's basically on a wedge again as usual, like I showed before on the other one, on the London market. So what you're seeing here is this. There's your trend line, right, to the downside, and you also have your trend line to the upside. So that's why you're in a wedge. And usually, when you're in a wedge, it's basically you're getting chopped right there. You have some intersecting points there, at least two, three, right, right there. So we want to see the break of those two trend lines, either to the upside or the downside. And since the really the trend is the upside, you can see, right? It just we're in a range right now, right? We're in a range, big range. From here, I can draw this out. From here, right, all the way down to here. There's your range. Or I can do it right here, right there. That's your range right there, right? But your trend is to the upside, but they're chopping it. That's what they're doing. So you have to know, just if it's losing, then you have to keep your cool and see if they break any of those trend lines or that what we call the wedge, right? You have the down trend line, you have the up trend line. But you can see what's happening here. You have the mid band above the 233, which is indicates a bias to the upside. You also have uh, the mid band above the the VWAP. Um, what else? Well, the 21 EMA is right now right at the mid band, the 55 EMA. So it's trying to cross over. We have the zero line on the MACD above the zero line. I should say the MACD is above the zero line, indicating a bullish or long, right? But we don't have that momentum to then go to the upside because you can see it's now orange, right? The MACD right here. It's no longer green. So really, it's trying to figure out what it's trying to do. But technically, we're still to the upside. Prices above the VWAP, prices above the 233, prices above the, well, it's trying to get above the mid band, right? But the one thing is that the mid band is above the 233, indicating still a long bias. So that's what I'm going to say with that. We're approaching lunchtime here, and usually they start moving some things around 12:45. So again, I might have this until noon or maybe 12:30 if nothing changes. But I'm giving you the outlay right now, what I see. He's going to try to break that again, the IB high, and try to hit that 1.25. Why? Because we're above the session mid. Well, they're trying to get down there, but I think they're going to bounce off the 233 right here. So see what they're trying to do here? They're trying to get down there again. Oh man, I hate this because I'm basically what's happening is I'm getting a lot of drawdown, but my drawdown is all the way down to what? Again, I have more than enough drawdown here. So if they want to bounce off the 233, that's fine. I'll do this until maybe one. Let's say it's on one. I'll give it another hour, see what's going on because right now it's lunchtime, and they're gonna probably chop this. We're not creating any lower lows here. You can see it's just going up and down that range and obeying the trend lines, the down trend line and the up trend line. So I'll be maintaining this. If you guys have any questions, just put it in the chat. Okay.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled.
Okay, so I'm gonna end this stream. It's been already too long, and obviously you have they're overrunning, basically overrunning the pullbacks here. This is still gonna go down. We're still below the zero line. It's about probably touch the 233 here. I don't know if it's gonna create a higher high here. I mean, create a double top and then come down. Again, we have the VWAP right there. So we have a lot of confluence here, resistance where it's going to come down. We have the VWAP, we have the 233, and we also have the mid band. So again, you should come up here and come back down again right at the session mid because they're trying to test down here the IB low, but they're just going. They're not going there directly. What they're doing is really cutting off the momentum. You can see with the strong momentum here comes back up. We're basically overrunning stops. That's what it is. See, they're going to try to test that. So that's it. I'm going to probably trade, the afternoon. Well, this is considered the afternoon now, but usually the 130, 230 are on there. See if we can at least minimize this loss that I have right now at 2,400. Again, this is a $150 PA. I have 11. How much do I have here in terms of profit? I made 1,500 yesterday, so basically just 8 more, close to 1,000. So let me see if I can get back. Okay, talk to you guys tomorrow.